The Gemara tells us in Brachos following thing, that the Malachi HaShabbos, Amri Malachi HaShabbos, the ministering angels, said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, God, Kosel B'Sorasecha says in the Torah, actually a pasuk in this week's Parsha. Another reason why the Gemara is applicable for this word. Hashem talks about himself. He describes himself as a God who does not show favoritism and doesn't take bribes. Okay? But you yourself do show favoritism to the Jewish people. As you yourself say. Now, I'm not saying this, God, you say it. The Ksiv, as Pasuk says, one of the verses in the Birchas Kohanim, in the Duchening, I mean, if you don't know Hebrew, I don't know if Yiddish would help you, but in the priestly blessing, Yisa Hashem Panav Elecha, that Hashem does show a special love towards the Jewish people. Omalahem, Hashem says, I can't help myself. V'chilo as upon Yisrael, I shouldn't show favoritism to the Jewish people. Hashem could have picked so many different things to end of the Gemara to show the Jewish people's devotion to Him, that He shows extra devotion to us. The Gemara chose one of them. And also in this week's Parsha, Shepsata Lehem B'Torah, I said in this week's Parsha, V'achalta, V'savata, U've'rachta. Okay, this is for the Chaim Yeshua and for all the Kinderlach out there to learn the benching. It says in the Torah, when is there a Chiyah Pirchos HaMazlim in the Torah? When is there a Torah mandate to bench, to say the blessing, grace after meals? When you're satiated, v'savoto, and you're satisfied. That's when you, that's when you have to bless and say the grace after meals. Less than that, there is no obligation. But the Jewish people go ahead and they are scrupulous, and they go ahead al atman. They're scrupulous on themselves, and they say we're going to bench even if it's a much smaller amount. Different smaller amounts, either an olive size or even an egg size, and that's when they say, and they're going to go ahead and bench. So God says, hey, they go beyond the letter of the law. I'm going to show them favoritism. I'm going to discuss now, hopefully, 2 pshatim and 2 words, Tzvi. Tzvi, quickly, I know you're putting you on the spot there. What are the extra words? There are 2 extra words in this Gemara. You have 2 seconds to figure it out.
Al-Atzman.
Very good. The Gemara should say, he's not just a cameraman, he's also available for bar mitzvahs. And they keep this law. No, they keep on themselves. They're strict on themselves, this law that they bench even when they're not mechuyev to. What's al-atzma? So the Bali Musar, the rabbis that preach ethics would say, first pshat, I didn't say this anywhere, but I'll be honest, I thought about this today, and probably the Bali Musar say it. You know what a Torah attitude is? You want to be strict? Be strict on yourselves. Other people don't tell people to be strict. Al-Atzma, they're strict on themselves, that they go ahead and they bench even when they have a small amount. But if somebody would ask you, when are you supposed to bench? They say, you bench when you're satiated. That could be the first shot. Second shot is, if you look in the Torah says that a person shouldn't say, I did everything. My strength and the might of my hand made me all this wealth. Why am I quoting this verse? Besides the fact that it's in this week's Parsha, I'm showing you that the word al-atzmam doesn't only mean on themselves, but otzem also means the atzmius. It's not just the Balamusa saying, the darshanim, the person himself, the gashmius, the physical part, the physicality. As you see, a person shouldn't say that it was the otzem yadi, it was the physicality of my hand that did all these things. So you see that it means physicality. So that's what the Gemara is saying, the second shot. That when it comes to physicality, they are satiated with even a small amount. But when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to Torah and mitzvos and learning and davening, I already said Torah, that's learning. I meant davening, praying, then they're not satisfied with just a small amount. Then they're satisfied with, then they're going to go until the big amount. So that's the second shot. When it comes to atzmius, when it comes to physicality, then they'd say a little bit is enough. But when it comes to spiritual things, then a little bit is not enough. Then they do more and more and more. Let's be zeicher to do more and more and more.